Good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Pastrick, President and CEO of the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce, which means, we're kind of running around all over Coconino County helping businesses be successful. This morning, we have a very notable nonprofit on our radio show, the Hozhoni Foundation, and their new CEO, Antonia Klopstein. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Julie.
I'm so glad you can help us tell the Hozhoni story because it's just such a remarkable entity. 50 years in northern Arizona. You got to be doing something right if you have a 50-year anniversary. So tell our listeners about your background with Hozhoni.
So I started with Hozhoni in 2017. I've been with the company for 6 years now. I did all of my work in nonprofit actually, and got the opportunity to be the program administrator in our Prescott location. Mm-hmm. And so from there, I worked in programs and facilitated that site in the operation, and then got the opportunity to move up to Flagstaff and just continue to serve the organization that I love.
Well, congratulations. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you.
We had a very long-standing relationship with Monica Attridge, and I hated to see her go, but really happy to welcome you for sure. So what is the primary focus and the service of Hozhoni?
So we serve adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and so I like to say that we serve our clients for life. We have residential group homes, so I explain to people they're your typical house in a typical neighborhood. We provide all of their daily needs from basic safety, medical care, and just assisting with the activities of daily living for them. Aside from that, we have vocational services, so a spectrum of employment support services in our day programs. I do like to highlight our art program as well, where we showcase art on behalf of our clients, and it just allows them to express themselves and their perspectives.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. And I have been over when there's gardening going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's a variety of activities that we engage in. We like to be a part of our greater community, Special Olympics. We do gardening. We have a master gardener. And we like to partner with other individuals of the community who might come and do presentations. And really just the whole basis of our service model is to be community-driven, but very client-centered as well.
And what are the ages of your clientele?
Oh, they range from early 20s all the way into elderly individuals. So we have a wide variety of folks.
And where do they stay and how do you serve them? Do you have group homes?
Yeah, so we have 16 group homes in Flagstaff. We have 5 in Prescott. And so really the services are provided in the actual group homes as well as the day programs. So the day programs would be more of a centralized site. We're kind of inclusive in terms of our administrative offices because they're blended together with the day program. So it's a really unique organization in that we get to see our client base every single day.
I love that. Yeah. And do they leave the home and come to the day programs?
Yes. So I like to explain to people that, we have a typical routines. You and I get up in the morning, we get ourselves dressed, breakfast, get the routine going. And so it's the same for our clients. We have clients who are in employment programs. A lot of them might be our own programs, sometimes engaging in other employment programs in the community. But for those who have different ability levels, the day program still provides an opportunity for socializing and engaging with other people, which is really paramount to their success.
Has to be. That mental health is so important to help the disability part be enhanced as well.
Absolutely. And I often tell people our service model isn't so much serving a high volume of clients in an acute setting over time. I like to say we serve our clients for life. So we support them throughout their aging, even through their passing. And so we get to really build really rich, long-standing relationships with them and vice versa. So it's really special.
Very, very special. And we're speaking with Antonia Klopstein, the new CEO of Hozhoni Foundation. And we're talking about Hozhoni Flagstaff, but where else are your offices?
We are also in Prescott and Cottonwood as well. Currently in Cottonwood, primarily in employment support services there. In Prescott, we have day program, residential, and soon to be vocational as well.
And what does vocational mean?
Job support services, essentially. So it's anywhere from those soft skills, right? How to prepare for an interview, career exploration, all the way up to actual physical on-the-job supports. We like to partner with local employers as well to find even a customized fit for a particular client of ours. It's really great to see what they have to offer in the workplace. So, we talk about inclusivity and diversity, and I want to also make sure that, we're not forgetting the folks in the intellectual and developmental developmental disability population.
That's beautiful. So how do you match a client with a business? Do you know what that business is looking for, and you also know what the client could be good at? Or do they say to you, I'd like to work at a grocery store? Or how does that work? Because it's so important to them getting the right match to be happy to be in that business. I've watched that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's treating both as a client to an extent. So really getting to know the business personally, what's their strengths, some areas that they could use assistance with, their values, and having that insight to your client that you're working with. So then if I'm out looking at potential employer partners, could I see this individual, the client, fitting into their culture, for example, or even the setting, the environmental setting. So it's kind of looking at both parties as a client to an extent.
That's beautiful. That is how it works. That's got to be how it works. Well, and before the show, we were talking about a fundraiser that is coming up. Can you tell our listeners what you're excited about?
Yes, absolutely. So our 9th annual Puttin in the Pines golf tournament is coming up. This is a great way to support the work that we do. We have our registration that's available on our website, www.hozhoni.com. And so this just goes back to supporting the work that we do. We are contracted with the Division of Developmental Disabilities through the state, but a lot of the therapy services that we provide, for example, yoga, music expressions, the art program, we really have to rely on grants for things of that nature. So this is really going to go back to give that holistic care to our clientele. So that's just a great action item that I have in my ask.
I'm glad. And that's Thursday, October 5th, where?
At Aspen Valley Golf Club.
Aspen Valley. And you can register online. Could you spell Hozhoni for our listeners, please?
Yeah, good question. It's HOZHONI.
HOZHONI.com. Hozhoni. What does Hozhoni mean?
So Hozhoni is a Navajo term. I understand it to mean a few meanings. I have seen happy place or harmony. So I think it's kind of one of those words that's a little bit expressive of a concept maybe than a very strict definition. We were founded originally to find alternatives to institutionalization. So within our industry, there's a history of, the institutionalization and that really not being the best format of care for our clientele. So over the years, providers such as ourselves were created to really get to this place where we're at, which would probably be considered home and community-based services, right?
And was the founding in Flagstaff?
Yes. Yep.
50 years ago.
Yes. We celebrated our 50th year anniversary. I believe that was several years ago, not too long ago, but definitely a legacy to be proud of. And, and we just continue to try to adapt and mold and always grow. I think we always have to be growing in one way or another.
And you are, and your building's beautiful, and I'm really happy that you're in the community now to be the leader of the organization. How can our listeners find out about services or how to come over and tour? What's the local number, and how can they reach you, Tony?
So you can reach us at 928-526-7944. That's our phone number, but you can visit our website or even drop in. I always like to provide tours. Contacting us just on our office line, I can be reached to then coordinate and facilitate something. I would love to offer tours of our day program as well as our art gallery.
And that's Hozhoni.com. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Julie.
The Chamber appreciates you and your support for helping businesses and nonprofits be successful.
Thank you.
And see you again some other time.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, with Antonia Klopstein of Hozhoni, our new CEO. I'm Julie Pastrick, and I'm signing out for today's show from Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for tuning in. Give Hozhoni a call. Go to their website. Figure out how you can volunteer. Give a donation. I'll see you next time on the radio. You've been listening to the Chamber BizzBuzz Show, brought to you by the Greater Flagstaff Chamber of Commerce. Today's show has been edited and produced by Clay McCausland with Great Circle Media. Thank you for tuning in.